American from Wisconsin, and if you've met any Native Americans from Wisconsin, they don't look like me. They look more like you folks. I mean, the majority of them are very fair. They look like, they truly look non-native compared to those in New Mexico and in Arizona. But the whole idea that I had to ask her, I'm always confused because everybody says Native Americans, but then just 2 days ago, I heard a Native American refer to himself and other people as American Indian. What is it? And she said, well, she said it's sort of like all of the other, it used to be that we were Spanish speaking, and then we were Mexican American, but that was too exclusive, and then we were Hispanic. And now we've gone to Latinos. Well, the same thing has happened with African American terminology. But with Native American, I had to ask her. I had to feel comfortable to ask her, help me here. Because I'll tell you what, it is so much easier to say American Indian than it is to say Native American. Just, it comes out easier. And she said, and she knew the person, and she said, well, he uses that term a lot. She said, but I think we prefer Native American, so that's what I referred to. But you have to be able to ask. You have to be able to ask something about the food that might be part of one's culture. What's in it? Really, what's in it in many cases. But you do it with sensitivity and you do it with respect. The other thing is a skill is to, and this is a skill, to be able to accept people that are different than you are and to embrace those differences. And then facilitate the understanding and the empathy for people who are different than you or myself. Do you have to be a member of a minority group to develop these skills? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Other skills, being able to communicate with anybody, both verbally and non-verbal. And by that I mean anybody that's different than you are. A culturally competent person has a skill of being involved in the library when it comes to the whole idea of setting goals, strategies and goals, and assessing the need to diversify the workforce in the library, and then evaluating how effective how effective is the library in doing that. And that does take risk. You have to be a risk taker. And you don't have to be a member of the administration to do that, but you have to be able to be willing to take a risk, and I always say, ask those hard questions. There were 4 people in the pool. They were all excellent. All were excellent. Why didn't you select the minority person? Very legitimate question. If they were all excellent, why wasn't the minority person selected? Another skill is to be able to incorporate your values as an employee and the knowledge of and the differences and the values of people in co-workers that are culturally different. And to integrate that we talked about integration and infusion all this afternoon. Integrate all of that in how you practice diversity in the workplace, and also how you provide services to attract and to serve a diverse community. Serve as role models. Deal with institutional racism.